Greetings and salutations and welcome to Hockey TV and our coverage of the Soo Eagles, the Espanola Express, and the Northern Ontario Junior Hockey League. Scott Nason broadcasting on this Saturday night from Pullar Stadium in downtown Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, as we are awaiting the start of tonight's game between the hometown Soo Eagles and the visiting Espanola Express. Not joining us tonight is Larry Pozzebon, my usual sidekick, doing color commentary. Larry, out of town this weekend, so you Larry fans out there, I think there's 2 or 3 of you at least. I could be overestimating that, but the Pozzebon fans will be happy to know that Larry will be back next weekend for the Soo Eagles as they will take on the Hearst Lumberjacks and the Timmins Rock. But the Eagles right now come into tonight's game with a record of 5-10 as they took on Espanola last night in Espanola, falling to the Express by the score of 4-2. Right now the Eagles have 10 points in the West Division, 5th place, and all of a sudden Espanola creeping up on the Eagles. Espanola comes into tonight's game with a record of 3-12 and 6 points, but 2 of those wins have been against the Eagles, so this is a big game for both teams. The Eagles not playing their best hockey right now, are struggling a bit. They want to turn it around because coming up in the month of November, they're going to have 2 long road trips up to northern and eastern Ontario. We'll talk more about that later on. Looking at last night's game in Espanola, the Express picked up 2 goals apiece from Mitchell Lee and Matthew Reynolds as part of their 4-2 come-from-behind triumph over the Soo Eagles at the Regional Recreation Complex in Espanola. First period saw the Eagles grab 2 goals, one by Kyle Quinn and George Orfanos, both their 3rd of the season. But then Reynolds would score in the second period, tying it on the power play. And then in the 3rd period, the Express would get 2 goals and skate away with the 4-2 victory. Joel Rainville made 26 saves for the Express last night in the win. And Joseph Benedetto, he had 31 saves in the loss for the Soo Eagles. Looking at other games last night in the Northern Ontario Junior Hockey League, Kirkland Lake improves to 13-3 as they defeat French River by the score of 4-3. Blind River improves to 9-5-1 as they won at Hearst by the score of 4-1. And watch out for this Cochrane Crunch team. We saw them last weekend here at Pullar Stadium against the Soo Eagles, and they are on fire. They also beat the Sioux Thunderbirds last Sunday, and they whooped the Powassan Voodoos by the score of 7-1 last night. Other games in the NOJHL tonight besides this one, Blind River is at Timmins. That's a good matchup there. Timmins 10-4-1, Blind River 9-5-1. Powassan is at Hearst. Those are the only other 2 games in the NOJHL tonight. Let's look at the full standings in the West. The Thunderbirds are idle this weekend. They are in first place with 20 points with a record of 10-3-0-1. Rayside Balfour tied with the Thunderbirds for first place, but they've played 5 more games than the Birds. They have a record of 9-7-1-1. Blind River just a point out of first place in 3rd in the West with a record of 9-5-1. Elliott Lake in 4th place with a record of 6-9-0-2. They have 14 points. The Eagles are 4 points behind Elliott Lake. However, they do have 2 games in hand. So this is one of those 2 games they do have in hand on the Wildcats. And as I mentioned earlier, Espanola in 6th place with a record of 3-12-0, and they have 6 points. In the East, a little bit of a surprise here, I think, Kirkland Lake. Well, they're no surprise now, as they're playing some of, if not the best hockey in the league. They have a 13-3-0 record, 26 points, 5 points ahead of both Powassan and Timmins, who are tied for second, both with a record of 10-4-1. Cochrane in 4th, but they're charging up the standings. They have 19 points with a record of 9-7-0-1. Hearst Lumberjacks in 5th with 13 points with a record of 6-6-1-0. And French River in 6th place in the East with a record of 3-13-1-0, good for 7 points. If you're watching tonight on Hockey TV, first of all, thank you for watching, and we like to have a interactive broadcast. And so one of the ways that you can get in touch with myself is via Twitter. We love hearing from the fans, not just Soo Eagles fans and parents, but also the visiting fans that might be watching on Hockey TV. Many of our broadcasts, we actually have more visiting viewers than home viewers. So if you will and want to give any shout-outs or let us know what you think about the broadcast, tweet me at snason2013. Want to say hello to Blanca Praisner, who's watching tonight in Texas, the mother of Soo Eagles Rafe Praisner, and the dad of Mr. Praisner came up and said hi. And for those fans, I know lots of fans are coming next weekend with the Pink in the Rink weekend and 2 games. Make sure you come up and say hi if you can before the game or between periods. We always love to hear from Eagles fans. Lots of activities tonight on the ice during the game and the intermission. It's Student of the Month from all the local schools. So if you look around the stands, you'll see a lot of youngsters here tonight, not just for those accolades, but also there's a big youth hockey tournament in town this weekend. So you're going to see quite a few players, I should say hockey players, in the stands as well as on the ice. Let's look at the scratches, and well, the Soo Eagles, they have a lot of scratches due to some suspensions. Our last broadcast here on Saturday, well, we saw a lot of rough stuff on the ice, and several Eagles players got 3-game suspensions, so a lot of familiar players will not be in the lineup tonight. So let's start with the Eagles. Their scratches include number 6, Jack Wood, number 8, Kobe Keller, number 16, Lucas Roth, number 19, Jack Strauss, number 23, Ryan Dax, number 25, Ari Lerman, number 26, Nathan Brown, and goaltender number 1, Nico Menedis. Those are the players not in the lineup for the Soo Eagles. For the Espanola Express, players not dressed tonight include number 3, Xavier Abel, number 7, Steven Minicello, number 9, Adam Morgan, number 17, Jordan Bechtold, number 17, Logan Fenema, and goaltender number 31, Ryan Hale. And one thing we will not have tonight, they're doing some audio renovations up here in the press box. We will not be able to mic up Bob for the goal calls. We won't be having any music in between periods or be able to hear some of these Student of the Months. Or maybe we will. Let's see here. We'll try that right now. Let's see if maybe we can get. Well, I guess we can. Rob Horn, our cameraman and all-around good guy, he got all the necessary items fixed, so we will be having music and Bob and all these ceremonies in between the periods. So thank you, Mr. Horn. You do a great job, and I hope they double your salary. In other words, hopefully they'll pay him this time. We're going to take a break here on the pregame show. We'll hear the starting lineups from Bob St. Peter for both teams. We'll hear the national anthems from Dan Kinney. And we'll have the start of tonight's NLJHL contest between the Soo Eagles and Espanola Express here on Hockey TV. There you have it, our starting lineups, national anthems, and officials all announced. And we are set to go here between the Soo Eagles and the Espanola Express. This the 24th meeting between these two franchises. Espanola holds a 2-1 lead this season, and overall the Eagles hold a 17-5-1 mark. And a big game here for both teams. Espanola, who's used to being in the cellar, has a chance to creep within 2 points of the Soo Eagles, while the Eagles, they're looking just to turn things around and get a victory tonight. They definitely need one. Eagles in their home black jerseys with the white, gold, and gray trim. The Espanola Express in their road gray jerseys with the black trim. Eagles will be going left to right, as seen on your video monitor. And we're underway here at Pullar Stadium. Mitchell Lee with the puck for the Express. Shoots it into the Eagle zone. And quite a few players not in the lineup tonight for the Eagles due to that altercation last Saturday here against the Cochrane Crunch, where 4 players got ejected and are serving 3-game suspensions. Joseph Benedetto was in net last night, also in net tonight for the Soo Eagles. Face off to his right as the crowd's still building. Good crowd here tonight. Not a whole lot going on in town on this Saturday night. No other sporting events. So this is the only show in town. The Soo Greyhounds are playing at the SR Center. Had a chance to check out that game last night against Kingston. The Hounds, they 4-3 victory. They're taking on Hamilton tonight. Face-off won by the Express. Now chipped to center ice. Morich with it across the blue line. Now Morich 2-on-1 with the shot. Misses the net on the near side. And that puck goes out of play. We'll have a face-off in the Express zone. Color commentator Larry Posabon not with us tonight. Larry will be back next week. Again, if you're watching back at home and on Twitter, tweet me at snason2013. Want to say hello to Tom Blair and the Blair family. Tom and Carla watching from St. Louis, as well Myron and Sherry Blair. Brendan's grandparents are watching from Fort Lauderdale. And want to say hello to Kayla and the Parrott family. Cam and the Eagles from snowy, cold Howell, Michigan. She says, thanks for the awesome broadcast. Go Eagles. Thank you, Kayla. And we'll see the Parrott family next weekend here at Pullar Stadium. Now the Express with the puck. They've beaten the Eagles twice this year. Just 3 victories, but 2 of them have been against the Eagles. Now here's McNill. McNill with the shot. That goes wide. Doucette with the shot. Pad save. Benedetto. Rebound. Picked up there by Lizick. Now behind the net. That's Matejcik. Over at the far boards. Now on the near side. Lizick with the puck. As Quinn knocks him down. Picked up by the Express. Doucette, his shot, went off the glove of Benedetto going behind the net. Espanola with a good start in this one. Back to the point. Quick shot there, bouncing puck, and that's a big save there by Benedetto on the shot by number 20, Cordo Boyko, as Benedetto will hold with 18:40 to play in this opening period. No score. We'll have the Student of the Month ceremony going on between periods tonight, as local elementary students will be honored for their achievements in the classroom. Now face-off won by the Express at the point. Shot back in, now behind the net. As Eagles try to clear. Caleb Wood, number 12. He'll clear it to center ice. Picked up by Schwartz for the Express. He shoots it in. Chasing it is Rieger. Number 5, Kurt Rieger, had it taken away by the Express. Now picked up by Caleb Wood. At center ice, Wood slides it up to Shire. Over to Wood. Now Wood to Shire. Shire on the near side. Now Shire puts it through the slot. Goes to the far boards. Intercepted by Lamberti. Want to say hello to the Lamberti and Lanning families watching tonight in Arizona. Now Lamberti with the puck. Down low to Shire. Looking in front for Wood out of his reach. That one trickles all the way down the ice. It won't be icing because the Eagles shot it down themselves. Now Benedetto out of his net, plays it on the near boards to Lamberti. Lamberti at the near circle, goes off the skate of the Express player. Now Caleb Wood in his own zone. Eagles still looking for their first shot tonight. Shots 2-0 in favor of Espanola. Express have had the edge of play here early. Now puck at center ice, shot in by the Express. Reynolds with it. Reynolds behind the net. Now Reynolds leaves it for Lee. Behind the net, that's Lammy. Intercepted by the Eagles. Now Zach Johnson. Johnson gets up to Wada. Pass broken up at center ice by Lee. Express had the puck in the neutral zone. Picked up by Boulware for the Eagles. He dumps it in. Chasing it is Leonidas Milhalakristis. Say that 10 times fast. That one's going to be shot down the ice. No icing. Boulware. Back to the Express. Espanola new jerseys. I don't remember them having these jerseys last year. I like them. All gray and black. Now here's Lizick. Across the blue line. Quick shot. That one goes high. Rebound over the far side. Matejcik. Now Morich. He gets knocked down. Buckle on the near boards. Express now. That goes off the side of the net. McNall behind the net. He gets knocked down there by the newest Soo Eagle, number 14, Charlie Hainwall. I didn't have him on my roster. Now a chance for Espanola wide open in front, but they couldn't get the puck over there. That was McInnall. Now nice move behind the net by Lizick. Espanola really taking it to the Eagles here in the first 4 minutes. Eagles yet to register a shot. Now here's Orfanos. I want to say hello to Stephen Orfanos and crew in Illinois. Hopefully we'll be seeing you next weekend up here, guys and girls. Maybe just guys. Now here's a 2-on-1. Express have it. Lizick with it. Lizick, shot, and a goal! He sniped that upper corner, and Lucas Lizick has given the Espanola Express a 1-0 lead with 15:49 to play in this first period. It is all Espanola here. It was the Eagles that got off to the good start last night in Espanola, but boy, this Express team has come to play tonight. And that was a nice shot and goal by number 13, Lucas Lizik. We'll get the call from Bob St. Peter, but not the start the Eagles want. They trail by the score of 1-0 with 15:49 to play here in the first period. Now a shot blocked. Shot by Quinn. Here's
Express
Hurley.
goal scored by number 13, Lucas Lizik. Assist, number 6, Hunter Huckrow. And number 20, Cordell Boyo.
So there's the assists on the goal by Lizik, and it's 1-0 in favor of the Express. Now another shot by Doucette. Gloved down by Benedetto, and he'll hold. And will the face-off in the Eagles zone, shots 4-0 in favor of Espanola, and the Eagles trail by the score of 1-0. Out-of-town scoreboard. Two other games besides this one. Powassan is leading at Hearst by the score of 1-0. 12 minutes to play in the first period. No score in Timmins between Blind River and The Rock. Not Dwayne Johnson, but of Timmins. Now puck at center ice, taken there by Wood. Across the blue line. That's Hainwall. Now here comes the Express. Manjurka. Across the blue line. LaBelle. LaBelle gets knocked down there. Nice hit there by Hainwall. Eagles with the puck in their own zone. Caleb Wood. He'll play it off the boards. Eagles still looking for their first shot here in this game. Puck at center ice. LaBelle across the blue line. LaBelle, he gets knocked down by Blair. No call. Hainwall with it. Charlie Hainwall, nice pass to Blair. Now Blair across the blue line, winds, fires, and a goal! One shot, one goal for the Soo Eagles as Brendan Blair found himself open in the neutral zone. Nice pass by the newest Soo Eagle, Charlie Hainwall. And with 14:22 to play in the first period, this game is tied at 1 goal apiece. So the Blair family watching in Florida and St. Louis like that one. We'll get the call from Bob St. Peter on the goal by Blair.
7, Brendan Blair. Assist, number 14, Charlie Hainwall. The time of the goal, 14:22.
That the 6th goal by Blair. Hainwall with the assist, and it's 1-1. Now Johnson with the puck over at the far boards. Pass all the way down the ice. That's going to be icing. So it'll bring the face-off back. No, they waved that off. Didn't see what happened there. I thought for sure that was an icing, but somehow that one got waved off. Now puck at center ice. Eagles now trying to capitalize on that first goal. Morich with it along the near boards. Now Boulware's shot, save by the Espanola netminder. Number 1, Joel Rainville. He got the win last night. Now puck along the end boards. 2 Eagles back there, 3 Express players. Now cleared to center. Coming off the bench is Schwab. He puts a shot. That goes wide. Puck along the near boards. Big hit there. Parrott knocks down Mahalo. Nice hit by him. Now the Eagles with the puck at center ice over the stick of Schwab. Now Schwab gets knocked down by the Espanola player. No call. Lizik at center ice. Lost the puck. Lamberti takes it across the blue line. Now Lamberti gets ridden out of the play by Doucette. Puck on the end boards. Picked up by Lizik. He has the only goal for the Express. That was his 5th of the season. Blair his 6th. Now here's Matezik, and Matezik's shot. Oh, he missed the net. Missed it badly, too. He had himself wide open in front, but he'd like to have that one over. Boyko at center ice, plays it off the far boards to Matezik. Now the Eagles, rink-wide pass to Parrott, cross the blue line. That could have been offside, I thought, and they do call it offside. I thought the Eagles player was in a little early with 12:24 to play here in the first period. We are tied at 1 goal apiece. Well, we don't have Larry here for the first period to play Stump the Paws for our Soo Eagles trivia, but we do have another contestant for the second period and Guess the Attendance. My beautiful girlfriend Becky will be playing Guess the Attendance, where I will put up a number as far as how many people in attendance, and you at home on Twitter can play and guess either higher or lower. So we will play that. It's going to be a non-regulation game because we're not, Larry gets all whiny about that sort of thing when he's not here. So we'll play Guess the Attendance here in the second period with our guest. That's twice, but icing call with 12-11 to play here in the first period. We'll be at home next weekend for 2 games. The Eagles will be at home coming up on December. Oh, I had the wrong date there. It's not December yet. We'll have to get the clarification of that. They'll take on the Hearst Lumberjacks on Friday night and then take on the Timmins Rock on Saturday. Now Express with the puck. Shots 4-2 Espanola here. 8 minutes into this contest. Now here's Praisner with it. Praisner up to Jensen. Now Jensen along the far boards. Picked up by Hurley. Hurley across the blue line. Tried to find Pasula just out of his reach. Now Blair. That's the blue line. Pass up to Jensen. Jensen across the blue line. Jensen shot. Saved there by Rainville. Now big hit there by Jensen, knocking over Hurley. Back to the point. Butcher just keeps that one in. Puck along the near boards. Eagles with the shot. Save. Bulwer with the shot. Now another chance. Butcher puts that one wide. Orfanos along the near boards. The puck goes behind the net. Orfanos with it. Waiting for some help off the bench. Orfanos now. Tried to get it in front as Moritz tried to get it there. I'm liking what I'm seeing for number 14 there, Charlie Hainwall. He's being physical out there, and he's really involved in the play as we have an icing call with 10:53 to play here in this opening period. We're tied at 1 goal apiece. I want to say hello to Stephen Orfanos watching tonight, being up here next week. That's right, the boys sitting this one out, but I think the boys are going to be here in December, right? Stephen, if I'm not mistaken. How did Northwestern do, by the way? Probably about as good as Michigan State did today. We won't talk about that. No, we won't talk about that. Michigan State, by the way, lost in college football to Michigan by the score of 21-7. So, needless to say, I won't have much to say about that. Again, here's Schwab with the puck behind the net. Parrott gets to Lamberti. Now Lamberti, nice pass to Quinn across the blue line. Quinn in, Quinn shot, save, rebound. And that was a nice breakout out of the zone by the Eagles. We haven't seen a whole lot of that over the last few games, and the Eagles will want to recreate that more, as that was a very nice breakout from their zone. Shots 4-4 in this contest with 10:34 to play in the first period. I mentioned the Sioux Greyhounds in action tonight at the Memorial Gardens, taking on the Hamilton Bulldogs, a rematch of last year's final. Won by Hamilton. Right now, Hamilton's up on the Hounds 1-0 midway through the first period. Now face off, controlled by the Express. Mitchell Lee, number 12. Clears it to center ice. Now Reynolds. He had a pair of goals last night across the blue line. Shot goes off the end boards. Now Mahalo tried to keep that puck. And I'll tell you what, this Espanola team struggled last year, and this is the first time I've seen them. The first 10 minutes of this game, this looks like a different team. They look good out there tonight. I don't think it's going to be the same type of season for Espanola or French River for that matter. A team that both these teams Eagles have lost to. They've lost to Espanola twice, but we're seeing a much different Espanola team than we saw last year, at least I saw here at home. Lammy with it at center ice for the Express. He'll shoot it in. Glove down by Benedetto. Schwab picks it up behind the net as we're halfway through this first period. Still tied at 1. Orfanos crossed the blue line. Thought about the shot. Now puts a quick wrist shot. Hits the Espanola defender. Schwab with it. Picked up there by Salem. Mateus Salem, the newest Espanola player, number 18. Here's Blair across the blue line. Blair moves in. Quick shot. Save. There by Rainville. Now puck behind the net. Johnson with it. Shots at one point were 4-0 Espanola. Now they're 5-4 Eagles. As Eagles have come on here the last few minutes. Blair across the blue line. That's going to be offside as number 11, Zach Johnson, was in a bit early, and that should be a media timeout with 9:06 to play here in this first period. We are tied at 1 goal apiece. Want to say hello to Sven Schwab watching from Blaine, Minnesota. Thank you, Mr. Schwab, for tuning in. Very busy man there. Blaine, Minnesota, home of a showcase tournament. It looks like that's what beats a hurricane chasing in Florida or other Fox News-related activities that Mr. Schwab does. And next weekend, Pink in the Rink weekend, all in support of War Memorial Hospital and their Road to Recovery program, as the Eagles will be wearing their replica, or I shouldn't say replica, but they're wearing their pink jerseys, which you'll have a chance to bid on here at the rink and at home. We'll have information on next week's broadcast on how you can do so. Now Quinn to take the draw for the Eagles outside the Espanola blue line. 9:06 to play in this first period. We're tied at 1. Espanola wins the face-off. McGuire gets it to center ice. Now Matejzik, picked up by the Eagles. Butcher in his own zone. Passes it up, center ice, chipped in by Praisner. McGuire for the Express behind the net. Played off the near boards and down the ice. Chasing it is Quinn. Quinn with the puck. Now Quinn plays it off the boards. Picked up by McGuire. Now Lizick with it. Tried to get it to Matejzik, but intercepted by Jensen. Now the Express get it back. McGuire in his own zone. Backhand pass to Matejzik. He'll clear it down the ice to Quinn. 8:20 to play in the first period. Now Quinn's pass. Errant pass there. Out of the reach of Jensen. Now McGuire. Rink wide to Halcrow. Just out of the reach of Lizick. Picked up by Parrott. Chipped back into the Express zone. Now the Eagles with it. Shire. That one deflected by Matejzik. And Benedetto's going to have to make a quick save and hold on. Well, the face-off in the Eagles zone. Major League Baseball tonight. Game 7 between the LA Dodgers and the Milwaukee Brewers. Best of luck to both teams, but more specifically the Brewers, because I would like to see them get in the World Series. Now, shot off the face-off, blocked in front by Schwab. That one flipped up to center and down the ice. Boyko chases it down. Boyko behind his net. Shots 5-5 now in this first period. Hurley, pass right in front of the net. Schwartz lost control of the puck. Now the Eagles having a shot. Oh, a save there. Blair had a good scoring opportunity. And nice job there by the netminder, Rainville, to come out to cut off that angle, as Brendan Blair almost scored his second of the night. NHL tonight, the Detroit Red Wings still looking for their first victory of the season. And if they don't get it tonight, they may not get it for a while. They're taking on the only other winless team in the NHL, the Florida Panthers. And, well, Florida's up 1-0 on the Wings early in the first period. Things not going well in Motown for the Winged Wheel. Now we have a whistle, and we're going to have a penalty. The referee behind the play called it. Or is it just a high stick on the puck? I don't think that was a penalty. It might have been hit by a high stick. No, it looks like it might be a penalty. I didn't see what happened there. And so we're going to get a penalty. That's going to go against Espanola. That's number 64, Dylan LaBelle, will go to the box. The Eagles with their first power play opportunity with 7:21 to play here in the first period. We'll get the call from Bob St. Peter. It looks to be a high stick on LaBelle. Eagles on the power play. Butcher. Near corner, that's Jensen. Jensen now lost the puck
Express
to Lammy.
Penalty to number 64, Dylan LaBelle.
There's Praisner,
2 minutes,
shot.
high sticking.
And boy, he
the
missed
time
all
of
of
that
that
penalty.
one. So high sticking on LaBelle as Praisner had some room in front, but he just roofed that shot. Goes off the netting, and that should, unless it was deflected, I don't think that, I guess it must have been deflected, as the face-off will be to the left of Joel Rainville. Quinn to take the draw for the Eagles. Eagles win the face-off. Butcher keeps it in. Now Quinn puts it behind the net. Taken there by Emilio Christis. Eagles now trying to set it up. Jensen over to Quinn. Now Quinn puts puck in front. Blair will call that a pass to Praisner. Still a minute 20 left on the power play. Rink-wide pass to Quinn. Quinn back to Butcher. Now Butcher at the blue line. Thought about the shot. Gets it over to Quinn. Quinn back to Quinn. Quinn to Jensen to Quinn. And a save there by Rainville. Been impressive if it was Quinn to Quinn. I don't think you can technically do that if there's just one Quinn out there, Rob. 6:30 to play in the first period. Tied at 1. That's where Larry usually cuts in with this sarcastic comment, but we do have a microphone available to Becky if she's ever wanting to chime in. We'll definitely mic her up. She's improved the broadcast booth immensely. Now we have a slashing call, and that's going to go against the Eagles, and I didn't see what happened there either. Maybe I should pay more attention to the game. Easy, Rob. We don't have Larry here, so I feel a little more confident about how things might go tonight. So that'll make it 4-on-4 hockey for a minute 9 before the Express. We'll get a brief power play. We'll get the call from Bob. Didn't see who went into the box there. We'll get the call from Bob. He'll let us know. Now Schwab.
Eagle penalty
shot,
to number
there.
18, Raph Paisner. 2 minutes, slashing.
So slashing the call on Praisner with 6:10 to play here in the first period. Shots 8-5 now, Eagles. Wood tried to put it in front. Puck stays behind the net. Over the far boards, McInnall. Now the Eagles get it back. Caleb Wood. Over to Morich. Now Morich. Trying to play that puck. Nice move there by the Espanola player. The Express take it to center ice. Lizick with it. Lizick crossed the blue line. Tried to connect with McInnall. That one shot down the ice. That'll be icing, I think. And that'll bring the face-off back in the Eagle zone with 5:38 to play here in the first period. 17 seconds left on the on the 4-on-4, I should say, before Espanola will get their first power play of the night. Face-off to the left of Joseph Benedetto. It was 4-0 shots by Espanola, with the Eagles 8-1 here in the last 9 shots. Still waiting for the face-off, and, well, we'll have to wait a little longer. Fans always love when that happens. So that'll bring in number 12, Caleb Wood, to take the face-off. Now we're having some more delays here. I don't know what we're waiting for here. Now we're going to get some new players on the ice. We're going to get another penalty. Well, I don't know what this is all about. And I was paying attention this time, and I still don't know what this was about. As maybe a misconduct on Morich? I don't know. No, a 2-minute penalty. We'll have to get the call. I don't know what that one was. So that'll make it a 4-on-3 for Espanola. They're going to have a 5-on-3 here for almost a full minute. Did not see what happened there. Yeah, again, maybe.
Express full strength. Eagle penalty to number 22, Brett Morich. 2 minutes, delay of game.
All right, they'll give a delay of game. Strange call there. 5-on-3 for the Express for another 35 seconds at the point. Boyko, his shot, that hits a player in front. Nice job by Blair. He took that block, and then he shot it down the ice, and he's a little slow going to the bench. That might hit an area where you don't want to be hit, which would be any area for me, but that one a little more specific. Now Hurley across the blue line. Still 15 seconds left on the 5-on-3. At the point, Salem plays it for McInnall. McInnall back to Salem. 3 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Now Salem moves in, lots of room, misses the net. So one penalty expires, and now we have a whistle. And it'll be a 5-on-4 now for 49 seconds. 4:26 to play in this first period. We're tied at 1. Bring the face-off outside the Eagles' blue line. Drew Wada will take the draw for the Eagles. Matejzik for the Express. Espanola doing a good job on faceoffs here in this first period. Salem, they're still on the power play. McInnall tried to put it in front. Now gets it back. Lizik has that go off his stick. Picked up at the point by Salem. Salem over to Boyko. Boyko back to Salem. Kicks it with his skate on the near side. That's Boyko again. Rather, Salem shot. Tried to find a player in front as Blair puts him into the net. And now here we go. More of the pleasantries exchange by both teams. These teams have been no strangers to one another. They played last night. They also played last weekends. So you start to get the familiarity of the team, and you start not liking them. Just see the Sioux Thunderbirds and Soo Eagles every year. So still have 26 seconds left on the power play. Let's see if maybe we'll have a power play negated. It looks like Espanola is having a player go in the box. That's number 15, Brett McInnall. And I don't know if an Eagles player is going in there or not. So we could have more 4-on-4 hockey. Looks like that's exactly what we will have, as one of the Espanola players voicing his displeasure with one of our officials. So face-off back in the Espanola end. 4:04 to play in this first period.
Number 15, Brett McInnall, 2 minutes roughing. The time of the penalty, 4:04.
So roughing the call, 4-on-4 hockey for another 10 seconds. Now here's Lizik. Nice pass, a shot. That goes off the glove of Benedetto. Boyko behind the net. Lizik with it. Now Lizik. Back to Boyko at the point. He gets hit. Now the Express have it again. Minute 25 left. The Eagles are on the power play, but it looks like it's the Espanola that's on it. Back at center ice. Hainwall. Number 14, Charlie Hainwall. Pass, center ice, Morich. Now Morich. Schwab. At center ice, Butcher has it. Now Blair. Blair across the blue line. Poke checked away. Eagles still in the power play for another 50 seconds. Back to the point. Hainwall over to Caleb Wood. Now Wood with some room, a shot. That deflects wide. Picked up by Hainwall. Buckle on the near boards. Morich with it. Now Morich gets knocked down. 25 seconds left on the power play. Hainwall behind the net. Hainwall with the puck. Dumps it down low to Morich. Now Morich gets it back to Butcher. Butcher at the point. Slides it over to Schwab. Rather Morich. Morich back to Butcher. One-timer save there by Rainville. And that one will be shot down the ice, and that'll do it for the Eagles' power play. 2 minutes to play in this first period. We're tied at 1, shots 9 apiece. Eagles with it. Boulware at center ice. Boulware across the blue line. Now puck goes over in the far corner. Praisner puts it behind the net. That's Salem. Now the Express clear the zone off the skate of Lammy. Puck at center ice. Praisner plays it off the boards. Praisner moves in. Tried to get it in front. Now Praisner over at the far corner. Over to Quinn. Picked up by the Eagles. Centering chance. Puck loose. Espanola trying to get it out of the zone. They still can't get it out of the zone. Nice job by Boulware. Puts it down low. Minute 10 to play here in the first. That one's going to hit a player on the bench, so that'll keep the face-off in the Espanola zone with a minute 10 left here in the first period. So face-off to the right of Rainville. There's now all sorts of Eagles players coming on the ice. They tried to sneak a late change on that one, but the referee was having none of it. Face off to the right of Rainville. Wada will take the draw for the Eagles. Good first period here. Both teams evenly matched. Very impressed with this Espanola squad. We saw them a lot last year, and they did not look like this. A lot more talent on the ice, for sure. Now a shot and a blocker save. Lamberti with a chance. That goes off the side of the net as we're under a minute to play in this first period. Lamberti with the puck. Lamberti, over the stick of Butcher. That'll go all the way down the ice. Benedetto. Butcher and Lamberti. Now here's a chance for the Express. Poke checked away there by Parrott. Here's Blair with it. Blair trying to get around the Espanola defender, but couldn't. Boy, Blair's had a solid first period here tonight. Now a chance in front. Puck loose as the net was off the moorings. There's a big hit there on Lamberti. That's number 4. Just skates away. It's like, wasn't me. I don't know who that was. He's going right to the bench. And you would think something would be called there, but it doesn't appear that there will be. Leonidas Emilio Christos with the play in front, we'll call it. So no penalty looks to be called. 30 seconds to play here in the first period. We're tied at 1. Face-off outside the blue line. Eagles win this face-off. Boulware shoots it into the zone. Doucette with it. Plays it off the boards. Eagles trying to get some late pressure here. Praser with a shot, save, rebound. Puck was loose and it just goes wide. 15 seconds to play. Now an Eagles player gets dumped right in front of the goaltender, no call. Now here's Doucette going right after. I'll tell you what, I've been impressed by this number 14, Charlie Hainwell. He's been involved in a lot of action, physically and defensively and offensively. And I'll try to look up between periods where they found this young man, but he's had a very good first period. Great addition so far. 8.2 seconds remaining here in the first period. Shots 12-9 in favor of the Eagles. So Quinn will take the draw for the Eagles. Quick draw there. Boy, the linesman dropped the puck. Now Butcher with a shot. Blocker save by Rainville. And after one period of play, we are tied at 1 between the Soo Eagles and the Espanola Express. We'll be back with the second period here on Hockey TV. Scott Nason back at Pullar Stadium. Hockey TV's coverage of the Soo Eagles and Espanola Express. After one period of play, we are tied at 1 as the Express scored the first goal of the period at the 4:11 mark. Lucas Lizik, his 5th goal of the season with assists from Hunter Haltro and Cordell Boyko to make it 1-0 Espanola. And then the Eagles struck next at the 5:38 mark. Brendan Blair scored his 6th goal of the season with assists from Charlie Hainwall. And that's where we sit right now, a 1-1 tie between the Eagles and Express. Shots on goal in that first period, 13 for the Eagles and 10 for the Espanola Express. Looking at the out-of-town scoreboard, Blind River looking to have a very successful trip up north. They won last night. They're also winning tonight over Timmins by the score of 3-1. That one early in the second period as Blind River has goals from Ryan Mulligan with a pair of goals. Tyler Knott and former Soo Eagle Matt Capiciolto has scored for the Timmins Rock. The other game tonight, Hearst is up on Powassan by the score of 3-1. That one in the second period as the Hearst goals, Max Griffione has 2 goals. Jake DeShondo with the other, and Cade Hurd with the goal for Powassan, his 12th. Ontario Hockey League, the Sioux Greyhounds have gone up now on the Hamilton Bulldogs by the score of 2-1. The latest goal scored by Keenan Housdale. So the Hounds looking to enact maybe some revenge on the team that knocked them out of the OHL championship last year. College hockey, Lake Superior State University not in action tonight. We do have a lot of teams that are in action. Looking at some of the teams from this neck of the woods, St. Cloud State up against Northern by the score of 2-0. Western Michigan up on Michigan by the score of 2-1. And no other scores really of note, and want to say hello to a brand new tweeter, Mary Holland, as Mary and Stuart Holland are cheering on Richard Bulware all the way from Calgary, Alberta. So thank you, Mary and Stuart, for tuning in. Also want to say hello to Stephen Orfanos, the Blair family watching in Fort Lauderdale and at St. Louis, along with the Parrott family watching from snowy, cold Howell, Michigan. So here we go, period 2 to begin, as the Eagles and Express tied at 1 goal apiece. Now Parrott passes it over to Schwab. The Express got a late penalty in that second period, and now Wood gets hit hard in the corner, and we're going to have more penalties. The good news is Wood is up, but he got hammered in that corner, and that's going to be at least 2, possibly more.
Misconduct penalty, 20-minute mark of the first period.
Missed that penalty that Bob just said. There was a 10-minute misconduct call at the very end of the period, and we'll look that one up quickly. Kyle Quinn got the 10-minute misconduct. Jacob Doucette got the cross-checking penalty for Espanola, that one late in the second period. So it looks like the Eagles are going to go on a 5-on-3, and it's going to be very interesting to see how many minutes they put up on the penalty clock here for the Espanola player. So we have a lot going on here in the first 16 seconds of this one. And it looks like McGuire, well, he's going to go to the bench. There's 2 on the board, so McGuire's night may be done. 2 minutes on the clock, so the Eagles are going to have a 5-on-3 for 1:38. As the Express had a 5-on-3 in the first period, they did not score. And so the Eagles will go on the power play. We'll wait to hear the call from Bob. And so it looks like Mr. McGuire's day may be done. And so we'll get clarification here as the head coach for the Express, Dave Clancy, he's putting his arms out like, well, what's the call? He's not very happy about that call. So officials not making many friends on either bench right now, as Clancy's looking for an explanation. And now one of the officials, thought they might be going over there, but doesn't appear. So the Eagles on a 5-on-3 power play to start this second period. So big chance for them to
Express
take
penalty
the lead.
to number 25, Colin McGuire. 2 minutes plus a game plus checking from behind.
And that's goal! Well, just as Bob was done, Morich found himself open in front, and he gives the Eagles a 2-1 lead on the power play. And the Eagles will stay on the power play with 30 seconds gone by in this second period. So the call on the Espanola player, McGuire, was 2 for checking from behind and a game misconduct. And the Eagles get a goal from Morich. We'll get the call from Bob. Eagles still on the power play.
Eagle goal scored by number 22, Brett Moritz. Assist number 17, Alex Schwab. And number 2, Cameron Parrott.
So Schwab and Parrott get the assist. Eagles with a 2-1 lead. Now Schwab with the puck in his own zone. Still minute 20 left on the Eagles power play. Parrott, pass to Hainwall. Now the Eagles retreat in their own zone. Caleb Wood over to Parrott. Now bad pass, center ice, flipped in. That's going to go out of play. And that'll bring the face-off at center ice with 1:07 left on the power play for the Eagles. So coming up here in about 8 minutes, I'm going to try to guesstimate how many people are in attendance. We got a great crowd here tonight, really full on both sides. And so I'll try to guess, and then you at home on Twitter and here in the press box can play higher or lower. Again, this won't count overall in the standings, which I'm now up on Larry by the 3-2 count, but we'll just play for fun. I would say we'll play for something in giggles, but I can't say that. Now Blair with the puck, slides it over. Now nice pass, Jensen with the shot. Oh, right off the post. Beautiful setup, and Jensen had a great wrist shot, but he couldn't beat that metal bar to his right. Now Blair with it. Eagles still in the power play, 30 seconds. Praisner in, shot, save, rebound, Jensen. Jensen almost had a chance, but he just couldn't get his stick on the puck. Now Jensen behind the net. Eagles, some good play to start this second period. Off the boards, past Blair, wrist shot, that one goes wide. Behind the net, Praisner. Still time on the power play, 10 seconds, and what do we got here? We got the net, I believe, off the moorings, and so that should keep the face-off in the Express zone with 11 seconds left on the power play. So face-off to the left of goaltender Rainville. Shots now 16-9 in favor of the Eagles. Eagles win the face-off. Goes to Butcher at the point. Butcher with a Blair, a shot, and a save there. Rainville. Blair got good wood on that one, but Rainville made a good save. That'll do it for the power play, but the Eagles do score on the 5-on-3. They lead by 1. Now puck back in the Eagles zone. Orfanos over to Schwab. Now Schwab. Pass rink wide, back to Orfanos. Now here's Orfanos. Poke checked away. Orfanos gets it back. Puck goes on the near side boards. Schwab pinching in. Schwab tried to put it in front. He collides with the Espanola player. That was Emilio Christas. Now he has the puck. And cleared to center. Shot back in by Wada. Emilio Christas. Although his jersey says something else on the back. I guess they couldn't fit all the letters. It's a long last name. I got to see what he has on the back of his jersey. I think it just has Mihal. Well, we'll see now as he retreats back to center ice. Here's Shire with it. Cross the blue line. Shire tried to get around. Looks like he just has Mahalo on the back. So maybe we'll just call him that. A little easier to say as well. Now Hurley clears it back into the Eagles zone. Benedetto's just going to cover that one up, and he'll hold. And we'll have a face. Oh, we're going to have a slashing call. And I think that might go against the Eagles. We'll see. So, yeah, it looks like that's going to go against number 17, Alex Schwab. So, Espanola to get back on the power play with 16:28 to play here in the second period. Game's had good pace to it. Eagles got off to a slow start, but boy, they've played good hockey here over the last, about 20 minutes, really since about the 5-minute mark of the first period. Eagles have really picked up their play, and they need to. They need to put together some, not just stretches of good hockey, but periods and entire games of good hockey. We'll get the call from Bob St. Peter on the penalty.
17, Alex Schwab, 2 minutes, slashing.
So slashing the call on Schwab, Espanola, on the power play. At center ice, McInnall across the blue line. Now McInnall will play it over the far boards. Pinching in is Doucette. Now Lizick gets it to the point. Doucette back to Boyko. Boyko moves in. A shot. Save Benedetto with the right pad. Nice job by Doucette to pinch in. Espanola still has a minute 25 left on their power play. Express control the puck. Back to Boyko at the point. Boyko over to Matejzik. Now a chance in front. That one broken up by the Eagles player. Bouncing puck. Doucette plays it off the boards to Lizick. He scored the only goal for Espanola. Now Lamberti chips it to center. Still a minute left on the power play. 15:30 to play in this second period. Eagles with a 2-1 lead. At center ice, Shire shoots it in. Rainville stops the puck behind the net. Now the Express with it. Boyko. Boyko up to Doucette. That pass out of the reach of Lammy. Parrott with it. He'll wrap it hard off the boards and down the ice. 30 seconds left on the power play for Espanola. Now the Express, the puck in their own zone. Hurley along the near boards at center ice. Now taken away by Wada. 20 seconds left on the power play. Lammy trying to beat Rieger to the puck. Now chance for Hurley. Hurley still has the puck. Edge of the far circle. Back to the point. Salem. Now Hurley. To the near far corner rather. Lammy. Hurley As that will do it for the penalty on Schwab, and he's out of the box. Eagles at full strength. Picked up by Rieger. He'll dump it in. Bouncing puck. Sticked aside there by Rainville. Eagles come up with the puck. Rieger at the point. Rieger just going to dump that one down behind the net. Broken up by Lee. Now down the ice. Chased by Butcher. Butcher will flip that one to center. Glove down by Hurley. That's going to be offside as the Eagles will take it. Rieger back to Butcher in his own zone. Now Rieger has it again. Across the blue line up to number 14. That's Charlie Hainwall. Newest Soo Eagle. Got a good start to his Eagles career here. Orfanos with it. Trying to find Hainwall in front. Now Orfanos. Nice move. Orfanos still has it. Trying to find someone open. Orfanos now gives up the puck to Morich. He scored the Eagles' second goal here in the second period. Orfanos kicks it to himself. Now we're at the far board. Schwab pinches in. Bouncing puck picked up by the Express. They clear the zone. Halcrow across the blue line. Poke checked away there by Butcher. Now Butcher with it. Gets it to Orfanos. He's been out there a long time. Orfanos a little winded on this shift. He's probably going to have to go to the bench. And we're going to have a penalty. And I think it's going to be a slashing call. And that might be against the Eagles again. And so we'll see if the Express go right back to the power play. I'm not sure. Yeah, it will be. It's Orfanos with the call. And so he will go to the penalty box, and Espanola right back on the power play with 13:09 to play here in this period. That goal by Morich, trying to find how many goals he has this season. That goal by Morich, his third goal of the season. Schwab, 8th assist, along with Parrott, his second.
10, George Ofanis, 2 minutes, slashing.
So slashing the call on Orfanos. Espanola right back to the power play. Express with it. On the near boards, Boyko at the point, now centers it. Moves it over to Lizik. Back to Boyko. Moving in. Shot. Tried to find Matejzik on the side of the net, but couldn't connect. Now Boyko gets it. Near side, Lizik. His shot. Save Benedetto. Goes right into his pads, and he hangs on. Minute 29 left on the power play. Out of town scoreboard. Blind River still leading Timmins 3-1. That one midway through the second period. And Powassan, they've come back, and they are now tied with Hearst at 3 goals apiece. That one late in the second period. Sioux Greyhounds still leading Hamilton by the score of 2-1 midway through the second period. Now Lizik with it. A whistle as the net goes off the moorings, and so that'll keep the face off. And the Eagles end. We'll be here next weekend, next Friday and Saturday, as Hearst and Timmins will come to town. Face-off won by the Express. Lizik, top of the near circle. Espanola still on the power play. Boyko slides it over. Minute left on the power play. Boyko now winds and fires, and glove down by Benedetto, and he'll hold with 56 seconds left on the power play. Coming up at the TV or media timeout, we'll play our Guess the Attendance game. Everyone on Twitter and here in the press box can play. I'm going to put a educated guess or maybe a non-educated guess, depending on who you ask, which I'm sure many would say would be a non-educated guess. Who knows? Maybe some would say educated. I don't know. You can play on Twitter as well, what I'm trying to get to. 40 seconds left on the power play for Espanola. Parrott with it. Shot down the ice. Doucette has it behind the net. Lamberti, nice job on Doucette. He gets knocked down there. And oh, here we go. Now Doucette knocks over Lamberti again. And Lamberti would be best served to just skate away because Doucette's definitely going to get a penalty here. Nice job by Lamberti. He's played a scrappy game as well. That gets a lot of applause from his bench and some of the players not dressed or suspended, I should say, up in the in the upper gallows of Pullar Stadium. And so we'll have 4-on-4 hockey for another 25 seconds before the Eagles go back on the power play. 11:34 to play in this second period. Eagles with a 2-1 lead. Our color commentator Larry Pozzebon will be back next Friday and Saturday. Actually, between periods, had a chance to talk to one of the former Soo Eagles assistant coaches, Dennis Bolton. We'll talk about that in a second. Now Parrott shot just misses.
Doucette, 2 minutes, cross-checking.
So cross-checking the call on Doucette. 4-on-4 hockey for another 10 seconds. You had a chance to talk to Dennis Bolton there, former Soo Eagles assistant coach. Talking about Larry, thought he maybe got in trouble or suspended. I said he's just in timeout this weekend. He'll be back next weekend. Minute 30 left on the, or I should say minute 30 on the Eagles power play. They've scored one on the extra man so far tonight. Now Lee across the blue line. Nice move. Lee tried to put it through the slot. Goes over the stick of everyone. Now Mihalo shot. That goes wide. Eagles on the power play, but Espanola with the puck, and they shoot it down the ice. Parrott with it. Cam Parrott. Pass over to Morich. Now Morich at center ice, across the blue line. Morich gets around Boyko. Morich loses the puck, picked up by Caleb Wood. Back to Schwab. Schwab over to Parrott. Parrott's pass, shot, and a goal! What a pass by Parrott! I know the Parrott family back home must have liked watching that one as Parrott threaded the needle to Wood. Now the net did come off the moorings just a little before that puck went in, but I think they're going to count this one as Caleb Wood looks to have the goal. And that's a good call right there. Obviously, it benefits the Eagles, but I think that's the right call because that almost was a deliberate taking the net off the moorings. And a great job by Parrott. Again, very good pass. That's his best pass of the year. We'll get the call from Bob St. Peter. I believe that's another power play goal. And a 3-1 Eagles lead. Playing some good hockey.
Eagle goal scored by number 2. Cameron Parrott.
They give it to Parrott, but I think that's going to Wood. We'll have to.
Assist, number 17, Alex Schwab, and number 12, Caleb Wood.
Yeah, I think they're going to change that. It was definitely Wood that got the goal. We'll give Schwab and Parrott the assist. We'll check the scores on that one, and that's going to be offside as the player coming off the bench was in a little early, so we're going to have immediate timeout with 9:49 to play here in the period. Want to say hello to DJ Brancato, also watching on Hockey TV tonight. So now's the time where we play a little game. It's called Guess the Attendance. And so Larry's not here, so we're going to have a guest guesser tonight. My beautiful girlfriend Becky is going to try to say higher or lower as far as how many butts I think are in the seats. Now, you can play at home as well by tweeting me at snason2013. I hold the overall lead on Larry 3-2. This one a non-conference, non-sanctioned bout, if you will. So looking around the crowd, I will say that those at home that can't see this side of the rink, there's a few more people on this side than on the other side. And it's a lot of people, so I'm going to put a lot of people and a big number on the board. I'm going to go in honor of Mega Millions. Lucky sevens. How about 777? 777 fans in attendance. Now, you at home can play and in the press box. We already have Rob Horn, our cameraman, that's saying higher. Oh, hang on. What was that?
I got the over on this one.
All right. The beautiful, talented, and very smart Becky says higher on that as well. So, 2 higher. What say you at home? Tweet me, snason2013. Back to action here as the Eagles lead by the score of 3-1. They did give that goal to Parrott, but I believe it was Parrott that had the pass, and Wood gets the goal. We'll see if that gets changed between periods. Although I could be wrong, I don't know. Wouldn't be the first time nor the last. Now puck behind the net, taken there by McInnall. Now Morich on the near boards. That's number 14, Hainwall, clears it to center. Blair keeps it in. Now Blair pass it over, and we're going to have a penalty, I think, on the Eagles as Schwartz got knocked down. And we'll see what the call is here, but I think the Eagles are going to go right back to the penalty box. So we've had a lot of penalties here in the second period. Not quite as many as we saw last Saturday night. Yeah, and the Parrott family, Kayla says I was correct. It was a beautiful pass by Cam Parrott and an awesome team effort indeed. So that goal, I would assume, will go to Caleb Wood. And everybody's saying higher. We have the Orfanos family saying higher, the Parrott family saying higher as well. So
14, Charlie Hengewald. 2 minutes. Boarding.
So boarding the call on Hainwall. Espanola back to the power play. Boyko at the point. Boyko over the near side. Now Boyko back to the point. Over to McInall. His shot. That goes off the stick of Butcher. Bouncing puck. Espanola trying to control it, and that goes to center ice. Boyko with it. Now Lamberti all over him. Lamberti playing that pesky, I should say, type of hockey that fans love to see and broadcasters as well. Minute 20 left on the Espanola power play. Now it's center ice. Matejziak across the blue line. Matejziak trying to set it up. Off the boards to Boyko. Now Salem, back to Boyko. They like having him on the points on these power plays. Now Shire plays it off the boards. Wada trying to get around Boyko. Boyko clears it to center. Picked up by Salem. Now Shire goes hard at Salem. Just missed him. That would have been a big hit if that connected. Under 8 minutes to play in this second period. 45 seconds left on the power play. Lizick with the puck. Plays it up to Salem. Nice pass. Rink wide. Cross the blue line. Doucette. Now Schwab. They'll wrap it off the boards. Kept in by Lizick, but picked up by the Eagles. They have numbers 3-on-2. Butcher. Cross the blue line. Shot. Blocker save there by the netminder, Rainville. Still time on the power play. 20 seconds. Espanola. Cross the blue line. McGinall. Over to Matejziak. His shot. Sticked aside by Benedetto rather. And we're going to have a whistle as the net goes off the moorings again. And so that should keep the face-off in the Eagles zone as the Espanola Express coach, Dave Clancy, having some words with our officials. I don't think he liked the last goal call where the net was off the moorings, but I think that was the correct call. Now face-off won by the Express. 5 seconds left on the power play. That shot blocked. Goes back to center. Halcrow has it at center. That's going to be offside. Blair picks it up, and so the Eagles at full strength. Shot 2013 in favor of the Eagles. Now Blair, boy, he's been very aggressive on the offensive end. Liked his game tonight. Eagles player gets cross-checked in front. Now a chance. Schwab, a big save there by Rainville. Schwab got a pretty good shot on it as well, and Rainville made his biggest save of the night. Remember that one? If Espanola comes back. It was really close to being 4-1. Now that puck gets shot down the ice, and that won't be icing because that was an Eagles player that had that puck shot down. Espanola now trying to get some offense generated. Now Morich at center ice. Plays it off the boards. Jensen moves in. Now Mahalo hits Jensen. Eagles player gets knocked down behind the net. As the puck's still back there. Referee saying move the puck, move the puck. They do. Eagles, Morich try to get it in front. Now Jensen. Jensen with it. We're going to have another penalty, and I think this one's going to go against, not sure who it's going to go against. Look, it's going to go against Espanola as Eagles have the puck. So the Express are going to go to the penalty box as kind of took a while to figure out who had the penalty because both teams had the puck, and neither goaltender went out of the net. So that'll be another power play for the Eagles with 5:57 to play in the second period. Out of town scoreboard almost at the end of the second period in Timmins. Still 3-1 Blind River over the Rock, and we are tied at Hearst at 3 goals apiece. That one at the end of 2 periods between the Hearst Lumberjacks and Powassan Voodoos. Sioux Greyhounds still leading 2-1 over Hamilton. That one late in the second period. Hounds off to a great start this year, 7-3-2. Team that many thought might be rebuilding, losing a lot of players. Well, they got back Barrett Hayton from the Arizona Coyotes, and that helps. He was the 5th overall pick in the draft. Now a shot and a save again by Rainville. Nice shot by Jensen. It's been one of the better periods the Eagles have played at home this second period. Really from about the 5-minute mark of the first period through now, the Eagles have played some very solid, good, aggressive hockey, hustling to the puck, not making a lot of turnovers, which we've seen them prone to.
4, Lenatus.
Now Blair with a shot.
2 minutes, holding the time of the penalty, 5:57.
If you recall, last year, Bob had all sorts of trouble with Leonidas Mihalo Christos last year. I think he just started, at one point he called him Leo. I know Larry and I had a lot of fun with that one. He's doing a little better. Bob's not doing too bad for a 95-year-old guy. He's pretty outstanding on the mic. Bob is Pullar Stadium. We do have certain liberties with Bob and have a lot of laughs, but I'll tell you what, that guy, that's a hard worker. He's been doing games here since I was a kid, and let me tell you, that's been a while. Now that shot will go off the blocker of Rainville and out of play. Shot's now 22-13 in favor of the Eagles with 5:21 to play here in the second period. We'll be here next weekend, Friday and Saturday, as the Eagles will take on Hearst on Friday and Timmins on Saturday. Larry and I will have the call of both games on Hockey TV. And then the Eagles, well, a lot of road games in November. Now Schwab winds and fires. Saved there by Rainville. Eagles still on the power play for 1:15. They've scored 2 on the power play tonight. As that puck almost thought was going out of play, but it stays in. Morich with it. Morich moves in. His shot. That misses the net. Rebound. Wood tried to put it in front to Hainwall. Caleb Wood, who we think still will get the third goal. They'll probably change that at intermission. Now Parrott over to Schwab. Schwab over to Morich. Morich in the slot. Over to Parrott's shot. Oh, boy. That'd have been a good deception play there if Parrott would have hit the net. Now Schwab. Dumping it down low for Wood. Eagles have a little more pep in their step right now. You can feel the confidence starting to build here with this team. Now Schwab moves in. Schwab back to Parrott. Over to Schwab. Back to Parrott. Parrott to Schwab. Schwab. Near side Morich. Morich back to Schwab. He fires. That one misses the net. Rebound goes to Wood. Still time on the power play. 15 seconds. Parrott back to the point. Schwab. Good puck movement on this power play. Now Morich has it. Near circle. Morich moves in the slot. A shot. Save. Rebound. Rainville. Puck still loose. It trickled wide, but now Schwab picks it up. Schwab, nice move. Schwab, another nice move. Schwab had it poke checked away. And that'll do it for the Eagles' power play as Parrott has it at center ice. Under 4 to play in the second period. 3-1 Eagles. Looking to break their losing streak of just 2 games, but this still is a streak. That'll be shot down the ice. We'll have an icing call with 3:40 to play in the second period. If you want to hear more about the Sioux Eagles, the NOJHL, and the world of sports, I encourage you to tune in to our show we call The Game, as we'll have a brand new edition Monday night as we broadcast from 6 to 8 o'clock locally on Eagle 95.1, WUPN, and online at thegamesportshow.com or thegamesportshow.podbean.com. We talk local sports along with regional and national sports. And we focus a lot on the NOJHL, the Sioux Eagles, the Sioux Thunderbirds, and more. So tune in to The Game this Monday night, or you can hear the podcast at thegamesportshow.com. You can also find the podcast of this game, the audio podcast of all Eagles home games on Hockey TV on that same website, thegamesportshow.com. So if you want to download it, we don't charge anything. We probably should, because one of these days we'll actually make money on this whole thing, but we don't, because we like to service those that are looking for great sports content and information. Maybe I'll win the Mega Millions on Tuesday. $1.6 billion is expected to be. Blair plays it off the boards. Caleb Wood. Now here's Morich. Across the blue line. Morich lost the puck. Picked up by Lizick. Now Butcher keeps it in. Butcher moves in. Shot. Oh, and a glove save there by Rainville. As Eagles really starting to put up the shots now, 25-13 in favor of the home team. Detroit Red Wings in action tonight, looking for their first victory of the season. It's been a disastrous start for the Wings. And, well, it's not, well, no, they've actually gone up on Florida by the score of 3-2. I think Rob almost fainted when I told him that. Florida and Detroit, the only winless teams in the NHL. Something's got to give. Now Quinn with it. Back to the point, Parrott. Now Parrott, quick shot. That misses the net. Rieger pinches in. Now he'll play it behind the net. Jensen tried to put it in front. He did. Eagles player couldn't connect with it. Puck at center ice, taken by the Express. They might have a 2-on-1. Moving in, pass. Oh, nice job by Rieger just to deflect that one out of the way. Quinn with it. Quinn can't clear it. Doucette keeps it in. Quick shot, deflects like a pinball. That goes wide. Now puck at center ice. Shot back in. 2:10 to play here in the second period. Been a great period for the Eagles. They've scored the only 2 goals of this period and lead by 2. Rieger with it. This one far from over, though. This Espanola team, they're stingy out there. Now Jensen at center ice, across the blue line. Jensen gets knocked down. Keeps it alive, though. Nice job, Jensen. Pass over Shire. Puck was just kind of bouncing around, and Shire couldn't connect with it. Nice job by Jensen. Now puck shot back into the Eagles' end. Rieger with it. Eagles pick it up. Shire gets knocked down. Now here's Lamberti. Lamberti and Orfanos. Orfanos with it. Orfanos shot. That one goes off the pad of Salem and goes wide. Eagles don't want this period to end. They're playing some good hockey right now. Minute 20 left. They're doubling up the Express on shots. 26-13. Lamberti on the end boards. Orfanos picks it up. Schwab wants the puck. He gets it. Now Schwab with the wrist shot. That one hits a player in front and cleared to center. We're under a minute to play here in the second period. Espanola will shoot that one to center ice. Picked up by Boulware. Boulware across the blue line. Shot. Deflects off the Espanola player. Now Lamberti goes hard at Boyko. Matazik. Pass it over to Boyko. Center ice, Boulware. 30 seconds to play. Boyko in his own zone. Just out of the reach of Matazik, and that's going to be an icing call with 22.4 seconds remaining here in the second period. They have started the third period in Hearst, still 3-3 between Powassan and Hearst. And after 2 periods of play, Blind River leads Timmins by the score of 3-1. Eagles with the win tonight can move within 2 points of 4th place and idle Elliott Lake, and they would move ahead of by 4 points of Espanola. 10 seconds to play. We're going to have a whistle. I think the net off the moorings again, or we're going to have a penalty. Nope, net's off the moorings. We've seen that a few dozen times tonight. So 777 was my guess for the attendance, and everybody here in the press box and online, at least the ones that chimed in, said higher. So we'll get the attendance between periods and see if I am the lone winner or if everybody else wins. We'll just have to see. I was alone on an island last week. Everybody went against me, and I won. So we'll see if that happens twice. 5 seconds left in the second period. Eagles looking for one more chance. Morich, oh, he had a chance just as the horn sounds, but a good period for the Eagles. Probably their best that I've seen quite some time here at Pullar Stadium. Our score after 2 periods of play, the Soo Eagles lead the Espanola Express by the score of 3-1. I'll be back for the third period here on Hockey TV. Scott Nason back at Pullar Stadium on this Saturday night, Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, at original hockey town, USA. Now, for those that maybe aren't too familiar with Sault Ste. Marie, we call ourselves the original hockey town. Now, Detroit, Michigan has taken that title, and we'll let them have it for the most part. But when you talk about hockey, you talk about Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. You're talking about Pullar Stadium with a crowd of, drum roll please, 965 fans in attendance tonight. So, Becky, Rob, all the folks on Twitter that played, you all win. You all said higher for my 777 guest, and so you all are guests rather, and so you all win a free drink next weekend for my color commentator Larry Pozzabon. Drink of your choice. Just make sure you come up to the press box before the game that you might attend Friday or Saturday. Larry will hook you up, and hook you up indeed. Our score after 2 periods of play, the Soo Eagles with a 3-1 lead over the Espanola Express. Recapping the scoring, it was 1-1 tie after 1 period of play, and Brett Morich at the 32nd mark on the power play would give the Eagles a 2-1 lead, his 3rd goal of the season, with assists from Alex Schwab and Cam Parrott. And then at the 9:42 mark, also on the power play, they did indeed switch that goal that I thought they would. Caleb Wood gets credit for the goal, his 9th of the season, with assists from Brett Morich and Cam Parrott. So how about that line tonight, having 6 points combined? And that's where we sit right now. The Soo Eagles with a 3-1 lead over the Espanola Express. Shots on goal in that second period, 13 for the Eagles and 4 for the Espanola Express. After 2 periods of play, the Eagles are out shooting Espanola by the score of 26-13. I really liked the play of the Eagles in that second period. One of their better periods, in my opinion, of the campaign, at least the home campaign, where they have not had a lot of luck here at Pullar Stadium. But they had a very good period there as Eagles hoping to get this win, heading into a pair of games at home coming up this weekend against Timmins and Hearst. Out-of-town scoreboard, Timmins has gotten one back against Blind River. Blind River leads Timmins by the score of 3-2 with 15 minutes to play in the third period. And Hearst has gone up on Powassan by a 4-3 count. That one with just 4 minutes left to play in the third period. Ontario Hockey League, the Sioux Greyhounds are up on Hamilton by the score of 4-1 as Keenan Housdale has 2 goals for the Sioux Greyhounds, looking to end a very successful homestand at the Memorial Gardens. So we're just about set to goal here for third period action as the Eagles looking to continue their momentum here that they built towards the end of the first period and in the second period. And so we'll see if they can beat Espanola for the first time this season and creep to within 2 points of Elliott Lake for 4th place in the West Division. We are underway in the third period. Espanola with the puck. Jack Schwartz passed it to center ice. Lammy over to Reynolds. Now Reynolds. Now a quick chance there for Espanola. Lee misses the net. Now a chance. That shot goes behind the net as the Espanola player ran into the official over on the far side, and the fans like that one. Now Parrott, he knocks down the Espanola player. He kind of got his stick hung up in his skate. Cam Parrott with 2 assists tonight, one of his better games as well. Alex Schwab with the puck. He gets knocked down there by Reynolds. Quinn with it. Now Quinn over to Wood. Caleb Wood with the puck. Pass to the stick of Quinn. Over. Shot. Goal! Nifty pass by Quinn. Alex Schwab scores. Sven Schwab in Minnesota liking that one. And Eagles fans liking that one as well, as they lead by the score of 4-1 with 19:14 to play in the third period. So that's just exactly what you would want as an Eagles player, fan, coach. Start off the third period with a goal and get a 3-goal lead.
Eagle goal scored by number 17, Alex Schwab. Assist, number 12, Caleb Wood. And number 13, Kyle Quinn.
So Wood and Quinn get the assists on the goal by Schwab, and it's 4-1 Eagles. Espanola has a lot of work ahead if they're going to try to get a point or try to win this game. Still lots of time, though. 18:35 to play in the third period. Now a shot. Benedetto makes the save. Rebound. Goes to the Eagles. Here's Shire. Plays it off the boards to Blair. Now Blair moves it. Looks for Quinn in front. Blair behind the net. Blair, backhand pass to Praisner. Now Praisner, nice move and a shot. That was a nifty move by Praisner to the side of the net. He kind of passed it to himself there and got a good shot on net. And Rainville made the save. And so we'll have a face-off in the Espanola end with 18:17 to play here in the third period. Face-off to the right of Rainville. Won by the Eagles. Butcher winds and fires, and Rainville, right place, right time, makes the save. Again, the attendance tonight, 965 fans, so the overs and the press box get credit for the victory. And I am shamed. Or humbled, maybe. Puck shot to center ice, chased down by Boulware. Boulware behind the net. Pass up to Fanos. Fanos pass. Connects with Shire across the blue line. Shire tried to put a backhand shot on. He gets ridden out of the play. Hurley with it. Hurley along the far boards. Shire picks it up. Now Shire falls down. Gets it over to Lamberti. Lamberti with the puck. Puck goes back to center ice. Boulware. Rink wide pass to Butcher. Now Shire. Puck still bouncing around out there. Picked up by the Express. Cleared to center. Now Lamberti picks it up for the Eagles. Lamberti behind his net. Shots 29-15 in favor of the Eagles. They lead by 3. 17-10 left in this third period. Espanola keeps it in. Quick shot. Sticked aside by Benedetto. Butcher over in the far corner. Was kind of laying up in one of the Espanola players' pads for a moment. Now Johnson. Johnson will clear the puck. Wada backhands the puck into the Espanola zone. Mihalo over the far boards on Orfanos. Mihalo. Now here's Schwab. Nice job there to get over to Wada. Schwab with the puck. Now he puts a wrister wide. Wada on the rebound. Puck loose, and the net goes off the moorings. And we'll have a face-off in the Espanola end with 16:32 to play here in this third period. I want to thank everybody on Twitter who chimed in tonight. The Parrott family watching in Michigan, the Orfanos family, DJ Brancato, Mary Holland watching in Calgary, Alberta, along with the Blair family watching in St. Louis and Florida. Thank you all for chiming in. I hope to see many of you next weekend for Pink in the Rink here at Pullar. Now shot by Schwab, glove down by the netminder Rainville, and he makes the save. Again, Pink in the Rink. Next Friday and Saturday, the Eagles will be wearing their pink jerseys for cancer research and especially for War Memorial Hospital and their Road to Recovery program. You have a chance to bid on the jerseys that you will be seeing. So those parents or fans that maybe want to get one of these jerseys, you don't have to be at Pullar Stadium to get one. You can be online, and we'll tell you more about that next week. Lee with the puck for Espanola. Now Lee at center ice, across the blue line. Here's a shot, save Benedetto. Nice job to stick that one out of the air by Schwab. Beautiful play, because that one could have landed in the danger zone, to quote Kenny Loggins. That one shot down the ice. We'll have an icing call. We'll see if we have any finals in the NOJHL right now. We do have pretty much going to be final. 20 seconds left in Hearst. Looks like the Lumberjacks are going to knock off Powassan. They lead by the score of 5-3, and Timmins has come back, and they are now tied with Blind River at 3. With 11 minutes to play in the third period. Keep an eye on that score. Eagles fans want Timmins to win that game. Puck along the near boards. The Espanola end. Eagles lead by 3. Now Butcher's shot, save, rebound, Quinn. Another save by Rainville, and he'll hold. And we'll have a face-off in the Espanola zone. That goal by Schwab here to start the third period That was Schwab's first goal of the season, with Wood's 4th assist and Quinn's 10th assist for the Soo Eagles. So Greyhounds still leading 4-1 over Hamilton, that one midway through the third period. Face-off won by the Eagles. Butcher's shot, that goes wide. Doucette with the puck. Plays it off the boards. Still bouncing around a lot out there. Now picked up by the Express. Here's McInnall. McInnall with the shot. That deflects wide. Lizick pass to Matizik. Now a chance in front, a shot. Nice save there by Benedetto. Now at the point, Salem picking up as McInnall. His shot, another save. Benedetto rebound at the doorstep, and we'll have a whistle and a face-off to the left of Benedetto. And coming up after the game, always a good, fun event for the youngsters. Skate with the Eagles, and we do have a lot of youngsters in attendance, so hopefully they'll get to go on the ice and skate with some of their favorite Soo Eagles players. It was a youngster that was very exciting for me when we were able to do that. Didn't have the Soo Eagles, but used to have that with the Lake Superior State University Lakers. Fortunately, I didn't learn anything from them as far as hockey player ability. I know. Some people say I won't have any ability in the booth. To those people, I say, huh. That's where you need Larry back here. I just start mumbling to myself. Puck in the Espanola end. Schwab. Orfanos. Orfanos back to the point. Boulware. Boulware's shot. That misses the net. Back to Schwab. Another shot. That one deflects wide. Picked up by Lizick. And here's a chance for Espanola, but just out of the reach of Matizik. And that won't be icing because it was deflected. Now Schwab picks it up. To Orfanos. Schwab with it. Schwab with the shot. Trickles in. And Rainville will make the save, and he'll hold. Now we have some players getting tussling a bit. Alex Schwab coming back from a 4-game suspension. And, well, he's been missed, let's just say. And he's looking good out there tonight. Now, he might get a penalty out of all this. And I think Espanola player has got to be getting one as well. So we'll see what the officials call here. 14:01 to play in this third period. Shots 32-20 in favor of the Eagles right now, as Coach Doug Leprod, the confident look over there. Feeling pretty good about his team and himself, I might add, tonight. Looking dapper. Very well dressed. My suit and tie were at the cleaners tonight, so I wasn't able to wear mine. So we'll see what these penalties are. Looks to be probably coincidental. And the Eagles can't really afford to get in any tussles here towards the end of the game, which we saw last Saturday, as we had quite the tussle right below our broadcast position, causing some 3-game suspensions. And so many of those players will still be out for the Friday night game against Hearst here at Pullar Stadium, as we'll have 2 games, Friday and Saturday. Hearst comes in on Friday and Timmins on Saturday. And then the Eagles will go on the road for a bit of a long stretch, as they will have 2 of their longer road trips. We'll talk about that in a moment. Let's get the penalties from Bob.
The number 13, Lucas Lesek, 2 minutes, unsportsmanlike conduct. To the Soo Eagles, the number 17, Alex Schwab, 2 minutes, unsportsmanlike conduct.
So there's your penalties. Here's Hohenwald with the shot. Oh, a save there, Rainville, as Hainwell had a great scoring opportunity to make it 5-1. Now puck over along the far boards. Morich with the puck. Over to Hainwall. Back to the point. Shot. Butcher. That one goes wide as Hainwall gets knocked down right in front of the Espanola bench. Now Morich gets it over to Hainwall. Hainwall loses the puck. Now it's center ice. Blair with it. Pasula on him. Now puck in the Espanola end. Schwartz, clear that one down the ice. Butcher with it. Well, Butcher. Puck behind his net. 12:45 to play in this third period. Eagles lead by 3. Puck at center ice, taken by Jensen. Now Jensen with it. Shot. Glove by Rainville. He sticks it aside. As Eagles, Praisner with it. Now a shot. Hits the Espanola player in front. McInnall has it. McInnall at center ice. McInnall with the shot. That one blocked by Rieger. Goes all the way back to center ice. Chased down by Salem. Salem with the puck. Pass off the skate of McInnall. Now a chance there for Mangakera. His shot, save Benedetto, rebound. Puck goes along the far boards, cleared to center. And we're going to have a interference call, and I think that's going to be against the Eagles. Or no, might go against Espanola. As looks like that's going to be number 8, Malcolm Gamblin, who will get the gate for Espanola with 12:04 to play here in this third period. Blind River has gone up on Timmins by the score of 4-3 with 6 minutes to play in the period. Latest goal by Ryan Peck, his second of the night.
Number 8, Malcolm Gamlin. 2 minutes, interference.
Now Caleb Wood's shot just misses. Parrott on the rebound, puck loose, and no, they're going to wave that one off. And again, that's very similar to what we saw in the second period when the net was off the moorings and the puck went in. That went a little bit before, a little earlier than the last one, but the official made the call right away. And so a bad break for the Eagles. We almost think that kind of evened out if you're Espanola. They had one not go their way. I don't know, that one just seemed a little bit sooner as far as when the net went off. Eagles on the power play. Schwab with it. Schwab over to Parrott. Now Parrott. Pass goes off the glove of Halcrow. Now Halcrow clears it to center. Reynolds across the blue line. His shot sticked aside by Benedetto, and that'll hit the netting behind the net, so that'll keep the face-off in the Eagles' end with a minute 30 left on the Eagles' power play. 11:34 to play in this third period. I think tonight's attendance might have been the largest crowd of the season. We haven't hit the 1,000 mark, but those student of the months, and when you have a hockey tournament in town, that's always a good time. You wouldn't think Espanola and the Eagles would be the biggest draw of the year, but right time, right place. The fans have been treated to a very entertaining game, especially if you're an Eagles fan. So lots of time in this one. Now a pass. Here we go. Praisner in. Praisner. Oh, he lost the puck, but it goes in. A goal. Oh, my. Wow. That's one of the weirdest goals you might ever see right there, as Praisner literally lost the puck. Maybe that was the plan all along. Whatever it was, it worked. And you just get the feeling it's the Eagles' night now with 11:13 to play in the third period. Eagles lead by the score of 5-1. He faked everyone, including himself, on that one. And the Praisner family, dad in attendance, mom watching in Texas. It's still a goal. It's a breakaway goal and a 5-1 lead.
Eagle goal scored by number 18, Raph Praisner. Assist, number 4, Mike Butcher, and number 7, Brendan Blair.
So Butcher and Blair get the assists. Raph Praisner with the goal, and it's 5-1. Shots 35-23 in favor of the Eagles, and Hurley with the puck across the blue line. Eagles still fighting hard out there. I like their effort tonight. And still 10 minutes left in this one, but they needed a game and possibly a victory margin just like this. They need to keep the foot on the pedal and not let up. Let's play 3 solid periods of hockey. Now Schwab, again, not a good play by him. as he's going to get the penalty. Looks like he got his stick up a little high on the Espanola players, so that's going to be another power play for the Express with 10-12 to play here in the third period. Sioux Greyhounds leading Hamilton by the score of 4-2. With about 5 minutes left to play in the third period at the Memorial Gardens in Sioux, Ontario. As Matthew Strome has 2 goals for Hamilton. He scored the latest one, the 5:35 mark of the period. Zach Trott with a goal for the Sioux Greyhounds. Keegan Hausdell with 3 goals for the Hounds. So Espanola on the power play.
To number 17, Alex Schwab. 2 minutes, cross-checking.
So cross-checking the call on Schwab as the puck goes back down the ice. Picked up by Boyko. Now Boyko behind the net with the puck. McGinall across the blue line. McGinall. A bad pass there by Salem and shot down the ice by the Eagles. Rainville plays it over. Espanola on the power play. That goal by Praisner, his 3rd of the season for the Eagles. Now Lamberti, center ice, across the blue line. Eagles shorthanded here. Lamberti passes it all the way, or I should say shoots it back all the way in his own zone. Espanola goes for a line change. Eagles will take it. They'll kill some more time. Lamberti across the blue line. Nice move. It's knocked off the puck, picked up by Halcrow. Halcrow, that's going to be offside as Hurley in just a bit early. That'll put the face-off outside the Eagles' blue line with 8:55 to play here in this third period. 5-1 in favor of the Eagles. Mentioned the Eagles' November schedule. They have 2 long road trips. We'll talk more about that on the media timeout, but the Eagles will be on the road a lot in November. They'll be at home next weekend, but then they'll have a lot of road games and long road trips. They're going to log a lot of miles on the bus over the next 3-4 weeks. Now Espanola with the puck at center ice, taken away by Johnson. Doucette at center ice. Up to Lammy. He gets knocked down. Doucette at the blue line. That one's going to go into the netting and out of play. The Eagles will be at home next Friday against Hearst, 7:30. Larry and I will have the call of that one with the pregame show at 7:15. And then a week from tonight, Saturday, October 27th, the Eagles will take on the Timmins Rock. 7 o'clock start time. We'll have the pregame show at 6:45. And then we'll talk about the first of 2 long road trip for the Eagles in November. Eagles win the face-off and shoot it down the ice. 10 seconds left on the power play for the Express. Eagles have 5 different goal scorers tonight. Gamlin tried to get around Jensen. Penalty is over. Schwab back on the ice. Now here's Blair with it. Blair across the blue line. Couldn't get around Boyko. Now Mahalo has it. Orfanos lost the puck at center ice. Picked up by Blair. Shoots it back in. Espanola did defeat the Eagles last night 4-2. So the Eagles looking to split the home-and-home series against these Express. Parrott, rink-wide pass. Now Morich off of his stick. Picked up by Boyko. Gamlin across the blue line. Familiar name here at Pullar Stadium, former Soo Eagles Chase Gamlin. Played here a few years ago. Now I believe still on the Lakers, if I'm not mistaken. Now shot back in, 7:20 to play in the third period. Looks like the Eagles are going to win this game and prove to 6-10-0 on the season. Much needed win tonight. Shire with the shot, that goes wide. Set. Gets knocked down going for that puck. Halcrow. Pass. Just out of the reach of LaBelle. Schwab picks it up. Off the boards. Bulware. Off the skate of Shire. Goes down the ice. Hurley picks it up. Under 7 minutes to play in this third period. Puck at center ice. Pasula across the blue line. Pasula winds and fires. Pad save there by Benedetto. Rebound goes to Boulware at center ice. Now on the near boards. Boulware going for that puck. Now Pasula across the blue line. And that's going to be a whistle. That's going to be offside, and we'll have a face-off in the neutral zone. 6:27 to play here in the third period. Looking at the Eagles' schedule, as I mentioned, in November, they're going to start the first of their 2 long road trips up north on November 1st, as they will take on Hearst. Then they will be at Cochrane on November 2nd and Timmins on November 3rd. They'll take on Espanola for 1 game at home on November 9th. And then they'll have another 3-game road trip, November 16th at Kirkland Lake, November 17th at Powassan, November 18th at French River. And to round out the November schedule, the Eagles will be at home the Friday after Thanksgiving, November 23rd, taking on Elliott Lake. They will be at the Sioux Thunderbirds on November 26th, which I believe is a Monday, or maybe that's a Tuesday. Then they will be at home against Rayside Balfour on November 30th. So that is your November schedule. That's a pretty tough schedule for the Eagles because the East right now looks a little bit stronger top to bottom than it was last season. If you remember last year, the Eagles had a very successful record against the Eastern Conference, only dropping a couple games. Well, the East is a little bit better this year, and they're going to see 2 Eastern opponents next weekend in Timmins and Hearst. Eagles have already lost a couple times to Eastern opponents in Cochrane and French River. So those trips out east or up northeast, whichever direction you want to call it, going to be a lot tougher this year than they were last year. So after the immediate timeout, the Eagles with the puck, leading by 4. 6 minutes to play in this third period. Wada gets it to Hainwall. That one shot back into the Eagles end, or the Express end, excuse me. Red Wings still leading Florida 3-2 with 12 minutes to play in the third period. Looking for their first win of the season. We'll see if we can get a final score from Blind River, from Timmins, I should say, as the Beavers taking on Timmins. Now Lizick to Mihalo. Lizick with the puck in his own zone. Some of the fans starting to head to the exits, secure in the Eagles' lead. Or maybe one last visit to the Eagles' nest. Get that last beverage before you go. Now a chance in front. Praisner didn't get a whole lot on that shot. It goes to Espanola. And now we're going to have a penalty, and that I think is going to be on Espanola, as Praisner got dumped, and that'll be a penalty and a oh, yes, yeah, there we go. Number 14 there. Thanks, Becky. Charlie Hainwall and his sponsors, the Wicked Sister, on his jersey, host of our sports show The Game on Monday nights. Great segue on that one, as we'll be talking Soo Eagles this weekend, or I should say on Monday. Also be talking Sioux Indians hockey with one of their coaches, and Laker Athletics. Again, you can find that show away from Sault Ste. Marie online at thegamesportshow.com or thegamesportshow.podbean.com. We'll probably get some Soo Eagles coaches or players on maybe the following week. So the penalty is going to go on Espanola. Well, we have a moment. Let's see if we can get a final from that game in Timmins. And it is a final. Blind River, 2 straight wins up in Timmins. They are up north, I should say. They defeat Timmins by the score of 4-3. Hearst over Powassan by the score of 6-3. So Blind River proves to 10-5-1. And looking at the standings right now, with that victory by Blind River, they're your new first place team in the West Division. They will leapfrog over the Thunderbirds and Rayside Balfour. 21 points, as now 2 penalties on the board for Espanola, as their coach Dave Clancy wants an explanation. And so the Eagles look to go on another 5-on-3. They scored on one already tonight. And they're going to have a full 2-minute 5-on-3 here tonight. We'll get the call from Bob St. Peter. So the Eagles look to put a little icing on the cake. With 5:03 to play here in the third period. Face off to the right of Rainville. I don't think Clancy liked that explanation too much. Frustrating night for Espanola, but a much-needed successful night for the Eagles. Let's get the penalty calls.
Penalty to number 15, Brett McNeil. 2 minutes cross-checking. To the Express to number 6, Hunter Helcrow. 2 minutes for tripping, plus a game ejection.
Wow, so there you have it. Some penalties there. Schwab moves in. Schwab pass shot, goal! Jake Lamberti, the 6th different goal scorer for the Soo Eagles. Their 3rd power play goal of the night. And they are cruising, you could say soaring, as they lead by the score of 6-1 with 4:42 to play in this third period. Eagles will still be on the power play for 1:39. And now we're going to have, I think, a timeout by Espanola. As head coach Tom Clancy, he writes novels. Dave Clancy talking to his players. Kind of an odd timeout call when you're down 6-1, but Dave Clancy still coaching over there and probably getting his guys. You know, these are learning moments for both these teams, as the Eagles have been on the short end of the stick many times this season. They've really been blown out too much. They've been at the opposite end of a 6-1 game, but Espanola, a young team, a team that has not seen much success over their 2+ seasons here in the NOJHL. And so Clancy having some words. Don't want to see them lose too much as far as discipline. We've seen a couple players ejected already tonight because they're going to have some games coming up. That's for sure. Timmins will be taking on Powassan tomorrow. That's a good matchup up in Timmins. So Lamberti with the goal, 6-1 Eagles. Eagles still in the power play for another 1:30. Blair with it across the blue line, or Fanos with the puck. Eagles with 3 power play goals tonight. Blair back to Butcher. Now Butcher, pass over to Blair. Shire kicks it ahead, or Fanos. Now Shire. Shire with the puck, or Fanos back to Shire. Backhand shot. That one just missed the net. Rebound goes over in the near corner. Eagles pick it up. Minute left on the power play. Caleb Wood with it. Wood back to Butcher. Butcher over to Blair. Backhands it to Orfanos. Under 4 to play in the third period. Eagles are going to get just their second home win, I believe. Now a chance in front. And that's going to be, net off the moorings yet again. Hark back to the days of the metal posts. Not that that's an answer these days, but nets didn't move when those things were in. I'm sure, Rob, you probably took advantage or probably were knocked into those. Well, probably not as much as me, but I've collided with those nets, with the posts, and, well, maybe that's what happened to me. I don't know. Still not the same.
The shark teeth?
Oh, the shark teeth.
They work way better than the single pay.
Okay, well, speaking of Rob and things that work better, Larry usually does all the commercials for sponsors, which we'll leave that to him, but we'll talk about one of the Eagles sponsors when you might see a broken stick on the ice, or maybe you have somebody at home, maybe a youngster who has a stick that's broken. As you know, these sticks can be very expensive. The wooden Titan sticks back in my generation, no longer. They're all made of aluminum, titanium, millennium. I'm not sure what they're made of, but I know this, it's expensive. So if you want to save some money and have your stick fixed, hockey stick, that is. Just go to fixyourstick.com. That's FIXURSTICK.com. There you can find out more about fixing your stick. The cost is very minimal, and the product is very good. Now a chance in front. Oh, Rainville with the save on Johnson. Looked like Johnson was going to get a goal, but Rainville sprawls aside and makes the save with 2:45 to play here in the third period. Probably have an out-of-town final from the Memorial Gardens. And, it's 4-3 final. Hamilton gets 2 in the third period, but the Greyhounds hang on and win by the score of 4-3. So the Hounds rolling 8-3-2. Good start to the season for the Sioux Greyhounds. Eagles are rolling as well, at least tonight. They lead by the score of 6-1. That'll be an icing call on Espanola. So we don't have Larry to do color commentating, but I will say that the Eagles put together probably their most solid 60 minutes here at home especially. They have not had a lot of success so far, and the Eagles are going to have a lot of success when they put efforts like this out. A short-handed team with a lot of players suspended, but give credit to a lot of these players tonight. Give credit to Brett Blair on defense. I thought he played one of his best games of the season. You look at Alex Schwab back in the lineup. He was solid on the blue line. I really like the play tonight of Jake Lamberti. Very effective out there. He did score 1 goal, not a lot of points, but doing a lot of the little things out there. Now Jets with a shot, missed the net. Really everybody, Charlie Hainwall, the newest Sioux Eagle, I was really impressed with his performance, and especially early on in the game when the Eagles were not quite off to the start that they wanted. And so full marks to the Eagles tonight. They're going to win this game and improve to 6-10-0 and hopefully have a good week of practice and try to get the weekend sweep next weekend at home against Hearst and Timmins for Pink in the Rink. We'll have those games Friday and Saturday. Friday's game, the pregame show, 7:15. Saturday's game, the pregame show, 6:45. Again, you can watch all those on Hockey TV, or you can watch any game you want in the NLJHL on Hockey TV, live or in demand. And we appreciate everyone watching tonight and all those that tweeted in. We'll be back next Friday. Larry will be joining us once again from Parts Unknown. So the Eagles with a minute left in this game. And so they will move within 2 points of Elliott Lake for fourth place in the West Division. Again, very early in the season, but never too early to look at standings because it's hard to make up these points when you're chasing them later on this season. You always wonder about maybe you could have won that game in October or September, and it was just one game. But when you get down to crunch time and you're fighting for possibly a playoff position, home ice, a first-round bye in the playoffs, these are the type of games that you want to get, especially at home where the Eagles have not had a lot of luck. But they've had, more than just luck tonight. They've had solid play, and they're going to win this game. Now Espanola with the puck. They'll clear it down the ice. Now Lee moves in. Lee, poke checked away there by Shire. Chance for Espanola. Puck still loose. Benedetto sliding all over the place. Now a quick shot there. That hits the Eagles player in front. Picked up by the Eagles, Wada. Wada gets it to Johnson across the blue line. Johnson with the shot. One deflects way up in the air. That's hit looks like the Elks 552 banner national champions from 1986-87. Or somewhere up in that area. 22 seconds to play here in the third period. Face-off won by the Eagles. Quick shot. Rainville with the save. Puck behind the net. Taken there by the Express. 10 seconds to play. Boyko with it. And the clock ticking down. The Eagles will be victorious and defeat the Espanola Express by the score of 6-1. For our cameraman, Rob Horn, Scott Nason signing off from Pullar Stadium. We will talk to you next weekend here as a collision right after the play. And now here we go. Eagles just want to skate away from this. They cannot afford to do anything of the physical variety. These teams will have another chance in a couple weeks. But our final score, 6-1 in favor of the Eagles. We'll talk to you next Friday here from Pullar Stadium on Hockey TV. Have a great night, everyone.